Hey everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanna and today I want to share coloring recap covering all my creative endeavors I've been working on for the past few weeks. I will show you my autumn finished pages that I completed from the second half of October until now, and I will also give you the updates on my color palette collections. So without further ado, let's dive right in. The first page I'm going to show you is the one you might have already seen in my tutorials. It is La Llorona page from Dark Fairy Tales by Kerby Rosanes. It is definitely my favorite of the spooky season, and I enjoyed every minute of working on it. And oh my, there were plenty of minutes I dedicated to this page. It took me almost 2 weeks to finish this picture, and it's the longest I've ever spent on any coloring page. There's already a video showing key phases of the coloring process that you can see on my channel. I will leave the link in the description below. There is also another video showing how I use Neocolor II crayons to soften and cover black lines. If you're not a fan of using paint markers to cover black lines, this technique is probably the one for you. It is rather easy, very playful, and very satisfying. Speaking of Dark Fairy Tales, the next page I plan to work on is this kind of Christmassy page. The girl with the matches double spread, so you know, keep your fingers crossed for me getting it done around the beginning of December. This is how I'm going to start this Christmas season. So I hope that I will enjoy the process and that you will like the end result. We'll see. Next step that I actually did is the butterfly face girl from the cute and creepy coloring book by Camilla. As for inspiration, color inspiration, I used the Chill and Thrill color palette, and here I used most of all the colors that are in the basic palette to color the page, but for those beautiful hypnotizing eyes I used colors from the complementary color sections. So I used those warm shades of orange, burnt orange, and muted rose, and it is how this page turned out. For this page I used poster paints as base for the hair. What I mean by poster paints, I'm not sure if you know it, you probably do. These are paints that are mostly used by kids in school, and I used those paints because there was a time when I was collecting a lot of coloring supplies and they ended up neglected in my drawer, and I decided it is high time I start using those paints before they expire. And I want to push myself, you know, out of my comfort zones, to introduce more of supplies that I do not feel fully comfortably with. So I started experimenting, and that's how this experimented ended up. I'm pretty happy with the result. I enjoyed using the paints, and I enjoyed the final effect. Next page I did is the Lady Witch page in the Wildflower Folk by Christine Caron. I actually did the page already in September, but I didn't do a background back then. Only in October I found my courage to complete the page, and I used gel crayons for this purpose plus stencils. I was kind of afraid of ruining the page that I already liked. My aim was to make those charming warm shades that I used for the witch to pop even more. Let me show it on the color palette that I used. I used the Scream Team color palette from my Cute and Creepy color palette book, and here you can see those shades that I used for the Lady Witch, and I wanted to make them pop even more, so I used complementary colors from the complementary colors section. I used those shades of teal and medium turquoise and pale cyan to cover the background, and then using the stencil I lifted up some of the pigment, hence this fun effect. There is a tutorial on how I did the background, showing you step by step how I did it. The technique is super fun, surprisingly easy, super beginner friendly, so you know, if you're wondering how to achieve this kind of effect, I will leave also the link in the description below. I also did another experiment in my Tales from the Witch's Cottage by Hanna Karlzon book. It is a book of my coloring experiments. I ruined so many pages in there that I probably need to get myself a second copy of this book. But I finished this ghost mob page, and the experiment was that I did the base of this page entirely with acrylic paints. As I told you, I want to use all the paints that are in my coloring stash before they expire, and I used a mix of silver, acrylic paint, hence you can see probably some shimmer from this page, plus shades of pink and brown that matched the palette. The palette I used for this page is another one from my Cute and Creepy color palette book, this Tiny Terror color palette. And guys, I did the background and I really hated the background. I thought it would turn out differently, but then, you know, I liked the palette, so I kept pushing, and I went on top of the background, the base, I'm sorry, with my Neocolor II crayons, and the page started to look even worse because of the mess that I made. And I really wanted to give up on this page, but the Tiny Terror screamed, you know, keep pushing, keep pushing. So I was keeping on fighting, and that's how this that's how this page eventually turned out. I found a way to apply Neocolor II crayons on the base made with acrylic paint successfully. So eventually I'm happy with the experiment and that I did it. Except for acrylic paints and Neocolor II crayons, I used a little bit of colored pencils here and gel pens for sparkles. I started actually by gluing some seconds in here. I'm not sure if you can see it here. There's a star second here and here. Oh, okay. One just dropped off. Yeah. Okay. But you know, that was my happy experiment in my experimental book. And then I did my first page ever in a Coco Wyo coloring book. Let me show you the result. Where is it? Here it is. I colored this page using mostly my favorite Neocolor II crayons, and look, the reverse page is like clean, there's no pigment bleed through. This book is not printed by Amazon though, it is by Penguin Books, so the paper is noticeably thicker, and for this page I used Just Chillin' color palette from my Cute and Comfy Autumn palette book. I just thought that, you know, those shades really fitted the page, this mood perfectly. I must confess, guys, that coloring these bold and simple pages felt really good. Like, the spaces between those lines are so hilariously large. There is so much room for texture, experiments, and pure fun. You know, it comes from me, who is a fan of Kerby Rosanes, who's my favorite illustrator, whose intricate and atmospheric design I absolutely adore. And when I color Kirby's pages, I go all in, like with shading, with details, with color placement. The whole process feels like, a very complex, engaging surgical procedure that I genuinely enjoy. Uh, and then when I color a page like this one, it kind of feels like my brain starts to, spin in the opposite direction in a very pleasant way. So don't get me wrong. Let me know in the comments if you can somehow relate to this kind of experiments and experience. I'm sorry. And if you like to color in the books like this, please let me know what are your favorite illustrators, because I'm definitely getting more of those. It takes me, like 1 day to finish a page, which is practically between 4 and 6 hours that I have daily to color after, finishing my works and other stuff. And I find coloring those pages like truly refreshing. That being said, after I did this page, I also did this page. This postman, I don't know, post doggo page. For this page I used a different palette, but also from my Cute and Comfy Autumn palette book. Mushroom Mischief, where is it? I'm really happy how those color charts are slowly but surely getting filled with the best color matches being recorded. Oh, like here. So you can see again that I used all the shades from the basic palette, plus I used some shades of blue to fill in the sky. Just, fitted perfectly this page. And that's not the last page I did in this book. I did also this aquarium fish tank page. For this page I used a palette from my Cute and Creepy color palette book, the Bubble Trouble. And I used all my faves in terms of media. I used Crayola wax crayons, Neocolor II crayons, colored pencils, and white acrylic ink by Winsor & Newton for highlights in the bubbles. And it felt really good, and oh my, I really needed those fun and simple pages to do, because my brain was on fire at the time. I was simultaneously working on a collection of festive color palettes that just went live yesterday on Amazon. Yesterday was November 18th, Monday. I can't show you the physical book yet, because I will get it only in the beginning of next week. But once I get it, I will surely do a flip through for you and show you all the pages. There is also a printable bundle that I did using the same theme. The bundle is available on Etsy and Gumroad. As with all my bundles, the palettes aren't the same as the ones in the book. But I actually don't recommend buying the printable bundle just yet, because I'll make it free on my Gumroad page on November 28th, which is Black Friday, and I will possibly keep it free throughout the entire Black Week to, brighten the dark time of spending for you. Let me know if you like this idea. What is special about the book and the bundle, the printable bundle, is that they show color palettes inspired by joyful Christmas activities and traditions, and they are all featuring fun-loving forest folk, who I consider, far relatives of well-known Nordic Christmas gnomes. Hence the book's title, which is Colors of Christmas, the Gnome International Heritage Collection Festive Color Palettes for Colorists, Artists and Crafters. Which is my hope, is that I hope that these palettes will help you to evoke this truly special, truly unique Christmas magic on your pages that we kind of dream of as kids and then long for again as adults. These palettes are filled with warmth, with joy, with light, with winter landscapes and gatherings from all around the world. So I truly hope that they will bring you tons of joy and satisfaction when working on your pages. And please don't forget to tag me if you share your creations online. I love seeing them all. If you're looking for more traditional Christmas palettes, there is still Enchanted Christmas Colors book that I did last year. It showcases some more traditional Christmas color combinations and palettes across different styles and time. So you might find your inspiration here. There is also a similar bundle, printable bundle, available on my Etsy and Gumroad page if you'd like to explore. And talking about printable bundles, lastly, I've also been working on revising the older printable color palette bundles that I did last year. I'm growing here in my creative corner. I'm learning, I'm discovering, experimenting, evolving, and I just can't stand some decisions that I made 1 year ago. Hence, I'm working on improving the bundles, and if you already purchased some of them, you will be given automatic free access to the uploaded revised files, so you definitely don't have to buy anything new. I've already updated the pastel color palette bundle, so go check it out if everything works for you, if you can download the new file. And let me know if you like it, of course. I love it. Although I'm not, using pastels often, I do like the new combinations that I created. And I plan to finish this revising process by Black Friday, so within next 10 days, more or less. I will definitely keep you updated and let you know once I'm done. And answering your questions, I'm not planning any sale on my Master Color Palette library on Gumroad. It already includes 12 bundles for the price of 6, plus all future extensions and revisions. So it's pretty much, a year-round Black Friday deal. The price will go up, though, next year. But will still be very attractive. Nevertheless, if you'd like to get a lifetime access at the best value, this year is the perfect time to join. And that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will be back soon. So, stay safe, feel good, and keep coloring. Until next time, bye bye!